Yes. Kevin Garnett. What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. We got a good show lined up for y'all. As usual, I got my man Emmanuel to the far left, and my man Clayton, and my man Corey. First topic we're going to talk about today is we're going to get into that the allegations that Kevin Garnett made about LeBron and that and steroids. And man, you say you didn't hear nothing about that?
Dude, I tend not to listen to Kevin Garnett.
Yeah. Why you don't listen to Kevin Garnett?
Because ever since he does the podcast, it's all about what I can make how I can make my podcast pop.
Yeah.
So and let's be truthful. Kevin Garnett had a good career. He didn't have a great career. The only reason he won those championships because he was one of the original big three.
Yeah.
Now remember, before LeBron did his switch, the Celtics did theirs first. Okay, so let's talk about that because Kevin he wasn't that good. What? I mean, he was good, but what did he win? He couldn't win anything in the West. Nothing.
That it was tough. I mean, when he was in
tough,
the West,
don't win.
The Lakers, he was going up against the Lakers. That's when the Lakers.
No. Let's not forget Sacramento was whipping that ass too. The Spurs too. Sacramento too.
Yeah. So he left because he needed help, though.
He started the big three.
But did he leave or did the Boston Celtics make a trade for him or make a move for him?
No, he left. He left for free agency. They didn't trade anything for him.
He left
a long contract.
I mean, he had a great career though. To say he
had a
bona fide Hall of Fame, and he went right from high school, right? Right from high school to the NBA. So he did.
I'm just saying, if we can talk about cats that come in and got to start a big three like LeBron had to get his first championship with the big three, and we down LeBron for that. KG got to be in the same conversation.
I don't really knock LeBron though for what went on to Miami.
Dude,
I don't really knock.
Hey, excuse me, producer Mikey. Please tell me you have back sessions that we can talk about that.
All right. This how I felt about LeBron going there. I thought that like when LeBron went there, I thought he should have stayed in Cleveland. I will say that though because that affected his legacy.
Okay, so why couldn't Kevin Garnett stay in Minnesota?
Because he needed. I mean, Kevin Garnett needed more help when he was in there.
Well, they should have got him.
That's what I'm saying.
But the difference between the two, KD wasn't being hailed the next this, the next that,
right.
The face of the league, the next MJ, where LeBron was being put on that kind of pedestal.
Right.
So,
but
for him to go chase a ring and go to Miami and stuff like that,
it brought him down.
Yeah, when you being put in that category. That's
that all I'm saying is, like I said, is I don't pay attention to KG too much.
Yeah. All right.
So, but even with that, even with the allegations or whatever's going on with LeBron, that's not really a KG issue. KG just kind of confirmed some reports that, like, because Deadspin did an article on it, talking about LeBron's manager, his trainer, his wife, was all being named in this investigation of PEDs. And I'm gonna share a story with you guys. Like, and no disrespect, I don't blame LeBron if he go this route, because I think on that level, everybody's doing something. So it's not really cheating to me. But I remember back in 2008 watching LeBron, and it popped in my mind. I thought he was on something.
Yeah.
Because he was 6'9", 250 lean, and to get that weight off the floor to get that, it takes a lot of something, and then all that weighing.
And I would tell you this, and you would have had a point then.
Yeah.
But now, if you look at Zion, that's been much bigger and still dunking out the gym at 420 pounds.
But
that shows you that if you're a physical specimen, it happens.
But this is why I say I don't blame. Like, to me, it ain't cheating. I think on that level, everybody does something to some degree.
Larry Johnson, the grandma mine. I mean,
but he really wasn't. He was dunking, but he really wasn't getting off the ground like that.
Then he later had back problems too. So he had to tone it down.
Yes,
so please explain to me what the conversation is.
All right, so this was Paul Pierce was having a conversation with Kevin Garnett, and they was asking about LeBron's son. They was like, "Do you think that LeBron's son will be able to score against him?" Kevin Garnett said no, because his father is on that Balco. He on that new
On that
juice.
new juice.
But they now they just kind of like glossed over it, like it was just an
Because it sounds like a lot of hate.
no. Well, I mean, it was kind of like a matter of fact. You think it was hate?
It sounds like a lot of hate.
Well, that's not even the all right. So say it was hate. That's not even the
It may have been, but
why nobody's pushing back on it.
Because
Like,
we don't need to push back on something that's not true.
No, we've known how much money LeBron put into his body. Like we see the way.
Tom Brady said he put.
Well, everybody put money into their body.
No, he's LeBron. He perfected his body. It's his
Yeah.
money.
I'm gonna ask you
You're
this.
not gonna tell me y'all don't think he dedicating time.
Oh, he did.
Exactly.
Now,
So then just because he built how he is, it got to be something helping him.
No.
well, it's not necessarily how he built the way he is. It's got to be something helping him. But when you got an MMA fighter, right? Put it together. MMA fighter was doing a podcast, and he said, "Me and LeBron got the same trainer. He's taking the Lance Armstrong thing, right?" He said, if people understood what that did for you, they would understand what he's doing. Fourth quarter, he's got just as much endurance and stamina as he does in the first quarter. And this guy say, I question him, how would you know that? He said, me and LeBron got the same trainer and the same drug guy.
Listen.
You understand what I'm saying? Now,
That's
and then a report comes out, Deadspin. They do an article saying, and it's a fact that his wife has been claimed a name as a client of Biogenesis, his trainer and his business.
Oh yeah.
So where there's smoke,
But-
there's fire. But I don't
but
blame
do
them.
you
Like, I
know
don't
what
knock
biogenesis
that.
is? Biogenesis don't only do
No.
performance enhancing drugs.
No.
Biogenesis is
Back
a
up.
butchercom company.
Back
It's a
up. Back up. The report was FBI investigation for PEDs. They names showed up.
And hold on. And where is it now?
What you mean?
Where's what?
Everybody talking about
Ain't
No.
nobody put that fire out either.
See,
Though.
it.
but
But
they're
you
not
don't need to
putting
put a
fire
fire
out.
out if there's not a fire. How do you put a fire out if there's not a fire?
But connect all
That's
those.
like saying, okay, Michael Jordan performed at his peak level every time he played. He must be on something.
I think Mike took human growth too.
Well, see, there you go. See,
I really
would
did.
you say Mike did that?
I don't know.
I'm-
See,
No, but this is what I'm saying. This is what human growth. You have to understand human growth, right? Human growth is not necessarily muscles and stuff. For them guys to get tall like that, Mike ain't had nobody in his family ever over 6 foot tall.
His father.
He wasn't. His father was.
His father was like
His
6'1".
father- Come fly. They asked his dad about that. How do you explain Mike's size when nobody in Jordan family's ever been over 6 foot? His father's size.
So
I think about that often.
we're
And I
talking
can't
Michael
remember
Jordan
who-
taking all them steroids in the beginning when he was in high school and college?
Yeah,
Because he
listen,
was the man in college.
listen, Dean
His
Smith,
freshman year.
Dean Smith said Michael Jordan grew 3 inches from his freshman year to his sophomore year. In high school, he was 5'9".
And hold up, and that doesn't happen in regular people in regular life?
Not like that.
Yeah.
What?
Not like that.
People get growth
All right.
spurts all the time.
Well, all right,
But
well,
not
all right,
like
well, let
that,
me
not
let me
that
let me say
extreme.
this. All right, well, what about the fact that remember Floyd
extreme.
Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, and then when Floyd said, "All right, I don't want to fight Manny Pacquiao because I think Manny Pacquiao was
Doing
on something."
something.
Right. Yeah,
So-
he said that.
Yes.
That just go to show that like people in your industry know what you are doing.
No, that goes to show that you won't make up an excuse why not to fight.
No,
I mean, well, let's go back to
That's
like
all it is. Because let me ask you a question. Hold on. Let me
No,
ask you a question. Did he eventually fight him?
yeah,
Yes, he
well,
did.
Okay, so that's my point exactly. That's my point exactly. You don't want to fight him in his prime because you think he's doing something. So when you don't think he's doing something, now you want to fight him.
exactly because now you even the field. If
But
Floyd's not doing nothing,
how do you know? But how did he know Pacquiao was doing something?
because he in the same industry,
That don't mean nothing.
he know how to body
Who's
perform.
to say he waited till Pacquiao stopped using?
Right, that's-
Pacquiao.
But see, the point is-
using to
right,
fight
the
But how
point
you gonna
is-
know when he started? Stop.
Right. That's my point exactly.
Yeah,
You
unless
don't know that.
Right, unless you
You have no
on the same
idea.
client list.
So if his whole point was I'm not gonna fight Pacquiao because he's on the shit, then he should have never fought Pacquiao.
I agree.
Never.
Well,
I
I
agree
don't
with
know if he should have.
Don't make excuse
Why not?
because you made an excuse
No, 'cause
why
that's
you didn't
making
want to fight him in the
excuse.
game.
Right, that's making
I
excuse.
don't
I
know.
was
That was
just
a
making
reason.
an excuse. If,
That
it's,
was a reason.
if it was some validity to it,
No,
I'm
but
not making
no,
it.
it ain't.
listen, I can go and be
You
like,
can't say
look,
it's no
I can go and say,
validity.
Mike, I don't want to play basketball against you because you want to juice.
Right.
All right. You ain't got to necessarily be on the juice, but I can say that because I don't want to play you. Period.
And that could be true.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to point out there.
if you are in the industry and you, especially if you're professional and you know like what people are capable of and what they're not capable of, and then you see somebody exceed that, and then you hear rumors of what's going on in the industry.
In sports, people exceed expectations
Why do you think the Olympics do such extensive drug testing and everything?
Because they know they doping.
because they know they're doping.
But in professional levels, it's a whole nother.
Yeah, because
So
it's
you
big
think-
money. It's
So
big money.
you think PEDs, performance enhancing, is only in baseball? It's
No, it's
only in
everywhere.
football?
Listen,
in
everywhere. It's in everything.
First, let's get this point out the way. PEDs only came illegal when they made it illegal. When they first made PEDs was not made illegal. It wasn't illegal. Okay, because everybody's trying to find that extra edge. Just because you find it, that don't mean it's illegal.
I think PEDs always had substances that were banned.
But it wasn't illegal until they made it illegal. So if an athlete, if an athlete was using PEDs before it was illegal, then they were doing what they needed to do.
Yeah, like I said in the beginning, I'm not.
They
mad
doing what
at
they
them
doing
if
what
they
they need to do.
I'm just saying.
But
when they smoke,
LeBron,
it's
listen,
that's it.
LeBron has always, from the beginning of his career, like the producer Mikey said, has always been advocate. I mean, he's always been forward about his diet, his nutrition, his work ethic. He's always been that way.
Millions of dollars on your body.
He probably spent $1 million.
Said the same
He
thing.
probably spent $1 million on his shot.
Something about your boy Tom Brady.
Okay.
The one kid that was his main guy. What was his name?
Wes Walker.
No, the other guy. He does the shows now too.
Oh yeah.
What's the guy name? He was real good for him too.
Oh,
He was cut like Wes Walker, but the other guy.
Eckley? No, not Eckley.
What was his name?
you talking about the corner? I mean the
wide
the
receiver.
little guy in the slant.
No,
not Gronk.
No, not Gronk, the other guy. He's on TV. Edelman got caught taking PEDs. So Tom Brady and his TB12 and all that playing to your foot. Certain people are going to be protected because they're cash cows.
Yeah.
Listen,
I agree with that.
And I'm telling you,
if
you think Tom Brady did all this TB12
Listen.
liability,
I'm gonna tell you this.
his homeboy got caught up.
Yeah.
That's
Remember
his-
Barry Bonds? Remember
that's
Barry
his own
Bonds?
Bonds in them, right?
Right.
Sammy Sosa.
Right.
Same thing.
Right.
But what
All
I'm
in
yo,
that same
So,
fruit.
that's all I'm
you
saying.
can't blame.
And one thing the NBA can't afford right now. When you look at the horrible rate, you look at the horrible NBA weekend, the game is on decline. They can't afford this scandal.
No.
LeBron is a
Not
cash
this
cow.
Right.
But I'm not like I don't consider it cheating. I think all them cats doing
Yeah, I do
something.
too. I think all of them.
Listen,
You understand?
First
what I'm
and
saying?
foremost, if somebody in the league or somebody that's dealing in the league, somebody that's playing in the league right now make the accusations, that's different. Kevin Garnett that's not in the league. He's doing it on his podcast.
Yeah, but all he
So
did-
so all he's doing is putting information out there so you can go to his podcast next week.
yeah, but it's
That's what he's doing.
But it's other things came out before the
Right. And nobody
They-
said
they-
nobody
they-
said nothing to it.
yeah they
We
did.
would-
They
listen,
touched
we
on
would
that
not
article.
listen. We
They
would not
touched
be
on-
talking about this right
No.
now if Garnett
Let me
didn't say
share
something.
this with you. First Take and some of these other sports debate shows, they talked about when his wife, manager, and trainer got implicated, but they said there's no evidence of him, and it was a story that came and went real quick. That was last.
Then that's
December.
there you go.
But I'm just saying, it's not a KG issue. He's just confirming stuff that's already
No,
been-
KG ain't got one receipt to confirm anything he talked about.
He don't need a receipt.
He
though.
do. If you're gonna mention something like that in the process of LeBron James and his greatness,
Well,
how you not gonna need a receipt?
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Is what KD said, is it slanderous?
That's
If it's
a-
not,
that's a
if
good-
it's
you
not
think
true,
it's
it's slanderous,
Yeah.
right?
To
And
me,
so,
yes.
All right, so
Yeah.
let me make this point. All right, so if it's slanderous and ESPN, the NBA, and LeBron James has an interest in protecting his image, then why not go after KG? and
Because-
why not go after the
Oh.
other guy who put
Oh.
these rumors out?
I'm gonna tell you why. Why spend millions of dollars to go after something that's not true? One, two, who is KG? Why does LeBron have to answer to what KG said? That's like Jordan answering to what KG says. He doesn't have to do that.
You don't have to answer to what KG said, but this is why it's dangerous. KG has a platform, he has a voice, and the public.
Everybody has the platform. Everybody has the voice.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
So now you start sparking up other people digging into this. Remember
it ain't
Ray.
true,
Remember
if
Ray.
it ain't true, you
remember
can keep
Ray Rice.
digging.
Remember Ray Rice, right?
Mhm.
When Ray Rice first got suspended, the league only gave him 2 games.
Yep.
People was upset. Women were
Right.
upset.
Calling
Why only 2 games? They kept pushing and pushing. So hold up. So guess what happens next? TMZ starts digging.
Yep.
Next thing you
No,
know,
no, see,
next
see,
thing you
see,
know
no,
that-
see,
wait a
you're
minute,
wrong, you're
the
wrong.
next
No,
thing you-
no,
the
no,
next thing
no,
happens.
you're wrong.
The
See, no,
videotape
no, no, you're
comes
wrong.
out.
You're wrong.
What?
The NFL already had the videotape.
We
Let
got
me hold on. Let me finish. No,
They
because you
did,
tell the
but-
story wrong. You tell the story wrong. All right, go ahead.
Before they did know. But once TMZ leaks this to the public, the NFL now got to come out and come clean.
Mhm.
Okay. Now let me tell the story the way
And
it
that's why
was.
KG
Go
is
ahead.
dangerous.
When he had that situation, the NFL had the tape.
Yeah.
The NFL gave him the 2-game suspension
Yes.
because of the tape.
Yes, they
Okay,
did.
and
did.
and then they changed it because of the public outrage.
Because
But-
TMZ leaked the video.
No, but they already had the tape.
I'm not saying the
Yeah,
NFL
okay.
did. What I'm saying is the suspension would have stayed in place. Once that videotape leaked out, the NFL could no longer protect that owner and the Ravens because they did the Ravens a favor.
Right.
They can no longer do that now.
Well, no,
because-
the Ravens wanted to give him 5.
Listen, I'm just saying, regardless,
Yeah.
the commissioner and the owner was in bid. They was on the golf course, they and everything.
Right, that's what they
Now,
did.
they said they gave him only 2 games. When that video came out, they had no choice. They knew about it, but they had no choice to now do what they
Right,
did.
so you're proving my point because the evidence was there. LeBron taking
Yeah.
steroids has no
But
receipt.
no, but when
Whoa,
I'm saying,
why do you
you're
make-
not
why
you
do you-
missing my point.
I'm not missing the
This
point.
is why KG is dangerous.
He's not.
He is because
Yeah.
he's a former athlete, played in the league. Now you'll get other people snooping into this. You
Yeah.
never know what
Listen.
somebody is going to put a
If
price
you
on to get more
if
information. You know,
you
people for
snoop,
sale.
if you snoop and don't find nothing, what are you doing? Snooping.
But don't nobody
So
know.
if
these-
there's
but don't
nothing
nobody
there, if
know you
LeBron,
snooping.
listen,
Right.
listen.
That
If
behind the
LeBron does not do steroids or whatever, he ain't worrying about what you going to snoop and what you going to find because he don't do
Hold
it.
on, let me say this though. All right, so
Price
if
tag on this stuff,
this the
man.
thing though, all right.
Mhm.
KG made his Kevin Garnett made his statement, right?
Yeah.
Now, if like I said, if they don't come out and they don't say nothing about it, so either they doing one or two things: either they know it's true, or either they just gonna let it die down.
Or they know it's not true and they don't want to respond.
This what's gonna happen. All right, so if it's not true, they gonna try to let it die down. But if they don't address it, it's gonna get legs.
But I'm sorry, is it
That's
getting
it.
legs now?
It's gonna
Because
get legs.
I haven't heard,
Actually,
listen, I haven't heard nothing on ESPN
It's
about
getting
it.
legs now.
That's what I'm saying.
It is
All right,
getting
all right,
legs.
let me address that. All right, so
Well,
if you haven't heard anything on ESPN,
Mhm.
what's going on now in social media and everything with these different platforms is people who have their own opinions and they seeking different sources because they know that the NBA, ESPN, Disney, all those people, they got a narrative to put out, but people are not going to them for their narrative. So if we're not going to them for their narrative and for their information and we seeking other sources, then they're gonna have to eventually address that whether it's true or not.
But let me say this: how we don't know, like ESPN don't know.
That's what
We
I'm saying.
don't.
They probably
Right.
they don't.
We don't.
Whoa,
Right.
whoa,
Hold
whoa.
on,
I'm
dog.
gonna tell you
The
this.
whole thing could be true.
ESPN, Disney, all those people that's affiliated with LeBron, they know if that's true or not. I'm gonna tell you that because LeBron
Yes.
is their cash cow.
Yes.
So they know what LeBron doing. They know what LeBron not doing. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that. If you work for somebody that's worth billions of dollars and you are their product, they know what you're doing.
Not to some
Necessarily,
degree.
yes.
Not
Don't.
Well,
I tell you,
I tell you,
I ain't gonna say
That's like, listen,
I tell
The
you what,
MLB
Disney-
knew about Sammy Sosa.
Yeah,
The
they
MLB
knew
knew
all
about Mark McGuire. They knew about Barry Bonds, everything. These people have sources.
and hold up. And they did something after their career,
Yeah,
not during their career,
right.
They did
That's
something.
what I'm saying.
after the career.
Let me
It is
address that.
true.
All right.
Palmero
If
and
that's
all
true,
them guys
alright.
got jammed up while they was playing.
No,
Well,
they
yeah,
did millions. What
That's what I'm saying. All
I
right.
mean, they did make a million. Which
they made their money. Barry Bonds retired as one of the best. Sammy Sosa retired as one of the best hitters.
yes,
They
but
didn't come out
Jose
until their Hall
Canseco.
of Fame issue.
Yeah, all right.
Jose Canseco was on his way.
Right.
He's out.
All right.
but all of
Look
them.
at this. Jose Canseco said that, and they was like, "Oh, you crazy?" And you this. And you. Jose
Right.
Canseco is just like
Right.
Kevin Garnett. He
Right.
not in the league no more. when
Yeah.
Cote Conseco's was making these accusations and writing books and stuff and telling people he
Right,
was no longer in the league no more.
So
right.
my
But it
point
was
to
true.
that is, but that's what I'm saying. I'm
He
just
had
trying to-
receipts.
right, but this
It was
is what I'm
true.
saying.
He knew. He didn't.
Right, but he
right.
waited
He had
though.
receipts.
But
He
he
knew.
waited.
And the
He
same thing like
waited.
Kevin Garnett. How you know Kevin Garnett don't have receipts?
Because
Ain't
if he
nobody
had receipts,
pushing back.
if he had receipts, he would put them out on his podcast. That's the main reason he says
Well,
he was doing what he was doing.
If
I'm not even focusing on KG. KG's confirming other things. My main focus is that investigation that leaked. And I guarantee you, Disney, the NBA, ESPN, and whoever else got a lot of information that came out of that investigation. They have the pull, they have the connections, and they have the relationships with the government agent, FBI. I guarantee you they got information.
But we'll
Well,
see.
listen, I'm gonna say this.
Only time will tell.
Right, I'm gonna say
Maybe
this.
not, maybe
LeBron
not.
right now is the king, and whatever they want to do to put shit on his name, they can do. But Jordan had his era. LeBron is this era.
This ain't even Mike. This ain't
Yeah,
even
that's
about
not-
Mike.
It is because we wouldn't be having this
But I
conversation.
told you,
if
I
it
believe
wasn't
Mike. I
LeBron.
believe Mike took human growth. It's not even about that. I'm just saying that
We
When
wouldn't have
it's-
been having this conversation if it wasn't
I'm
LeBron.
just saying that the human body, if you study the human body, the ligaments and all that, it's only designed to be able to withstand a certain amount of wear and tear and stuff like that. This dude's
Listen.
going on how many years?
20.
And he's
20.
still leaping out the gym and everything
Hey,
else.
listen to hey,
No knee injury, no problem.
listen. I played football with dudes
But
that
I ain't mad at
that's
it.
inside in high school, 6'5", 300 something pounds,
Mhm.
and they in high school,
Mhm.
15, 16 years old. So the human body develops
see
as
them-
it wants to.
Now, but see them when they 30
Mhm.
and see what their body look like.
They in the NFL.
I'm saying, wait until they get older and see how long they last and how their body hold up.
Listen,
with all
basketball.
that pressure on your joints.
Listen, basketball. You can play basketball for a hell of a longer than you can play football. Okay, that's
It all depends.
Yeah,
You're
because
not
that's
jumping.
physical content, but that
Yeah,
jumping
that's
up and
jumping.
down on that
That's jumping.
floor,
Ask Sam Cassell
Come
and
on,
Larry
man.
Johnson.
yo, Larry. Okay,
All
Well,
that
I'm
jumping
gonna
up
give
and
you
down.
Larry Johnson, but you know you
And I
don't
give
get Larry Johnson.
Kareem
Give you Sam
longevity.
Cassell.
I give Kareem longevity
Back prop.
because Kareem wasn't athletically, but he
Yeah.
developed that shot, that hook shot.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't
Yeah,
have a
he-
high
So,
shot.
okay, so let me ask you a
LeBron
question.
constantly
So now
running,
we talking
constantly running.
longevity.
Yeah.
And I'll move away from this point.
Yeah.
Vince Carter, what, 21 years? And he would jump out the gym
Yes.
the last year he
Yeah.
played.
No.
Yeah.
He was.
Come on.
I give you Vince.
Come on.
I give you Vince.
When he left the league was not the best Carter he was when he started.
Right. No. Yeah.
He was declining.
Right.
Now, when he got in one quarter
Yes.
a season,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, he
did.
did.
And I'm not
even 21. He was still getting up, but he wasn't playing
Right.
every game. 20,
Not
40
like
minutes
that.
a game.
All the minutes.
I'm
and
just-
stuff, and
right,
then
right.
Carrying the whole load. But I'm just gonna say, even I'm not excluding nobody from. I think all them cats do something. That's all I'm saying. I'm not.
And then you got a good
Yeah,
point.
I'm not.
If
singling
you
out
think
LeBron.
everybody, then you got a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. I'm not singling.
Because
them out.
believe me, when I was playing sports and I could have found that wonder drug and nobody
that's
knew.
That's my point. Dog, these guys, we come out of
Yes,
situations
sir.
that's desperate, right?
Mhm.
And the money and the family, you trying to take care of your family and everything else. I'm not mad at somebody doing whatever it takes to chase your dream. I'm not mad at that.
Because
And I don't consider
listen,
it cheating.
and you got a good point there
Yeah.
because I guarantee you, those PE drugs and everything that everybody taking for
Yeah.
performance enhancement didn't start in the black neighborhood.
No, it did.
Didn't start in no black neighborhood.
It don't start there.
Started with them white chemists talking about like, yo, we need to give our people advantage so we can get these spots that these black people are taking.
And I got another story. Back in the 80s, I shared it with Mike earlier. But a friend of mine offered me this drink. I'm shady on the name. He said, if you drink and stay active, you'll get taller. This was in the 80s. And I will say that person went from 6'1" to 6'9".
What?
Yes, but he did it out of, I'm not going to say his name, nothing, but he did it out of love, like I said. And it's like, and for him, he don't know no better. Back then,
Right.
he ain't thinking it's
He
some
just
What's the
kind
name of it? I need.
no, I can't. Yeah,
but see,
I'm
that-
big.
hey.
I will not.
and
everything
let's not
on
remember,
me.
let's not
Everything.
forget either in the 80s, early 90s, stuff like Red Bull and stuff was considered a performance enhancing drink.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, it
So,
was.
bodybuilders and CrossFit people and
Yep.
all this stuff.
Yeah.
You take stuff.
Like, motherfuckers used to
Yeah.
take it like a
Shout
Red
out.
Bull type
Shout
thing.
out to LeBron. Look, LeBron, if you found a way, you found a way. Shout LeBron out. You know what I'm saying? Shit. He a millionaire now,
Yeah,
but
man. They say he put
Yeah.
millions of dollars into
Yeah.
his body. However, he's putting those millions of
wait.
dollars.
Hey,
into
I
his
think our
body.
conversation should have been a little bit more about him playing with his son, because I don't think his son will make it in the NBA
Yeah,
if it
Mike-
wasn't
yeah.
if it wasn't for his last name being
Yeah,
LeBron.
Mike-
Yeah,
Mike pointed that out.
Huh?
Yeah.
In this
Yep.
conversation.
Yeah,
Man
yeah.
wasn't here.
Man was at it.
Oh,
Man,
And I think Mike
So,
right.
so I
Man
put my
trying to
2
do-
cents in there.
No, you good, bro.
Yeah, that's all right. Put my
Mike,
2
E,
cents
man
in there.
trying to do 4 podcasts in one.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think LeBron, because I looked at LeBron's son and gauged him at like the same as Michael Jordan's sons, and he not really, when you look at him, he not really no better than I'm gonna do a video about that too, comparing LeBron to Marcus and Jeffrey Jordan, not just LeBron's son Bronny, but also the little, what's the other guy named Bryce? Yeah, those two guys, comparing Bryce and Bronny to Jeffrey and Marcus. Yeah, they really, if you look at them, they really about at the same skill level.
I don't even think LeBron. I don't even think LeBron James' son is the first person, best person on USC.
No.
Yeah.
It's the youngest one. I'm telling y'all.
Bryce, but I looked at Bryce.
Okay.
Bryce is, to
It's
me, I've been
not
looking at Bryce
Bryce.
game too. Bryce is not as athletic.
I'm telling you.
Hey, I'm
And
gonna
then
tell y'all who to
Bryce,
watch out
man.
for. Carmelo's son.
Oh
I
yeah.
haven't had it.
Mhm.
Cayenne definitely the one.
Carmelo's
Yeah,
son.
I haven't seen Cayenne, but Cayenne, yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen his son though, Cayenne. But who else son is good? Chris Paul's son is
There's
good.
a bunch of them that play together. Matt Barnes
Mhm.
twins.
Yeah, Matt Barnes' sons. They, I think, Boozer, Carlos.
Did you hear about Matt Barnes getting put out the game?
Yeah.
Matt Barnes-
Yeah, man. He lost his job.
Oh, they put him out
So
of
out of his son's game, yeah.
Matt Barnes got
Yep.
fired on
He
his
got
day
fired.
Uh-huh. He said that final day off.
He lost
Wait,
his job.
what do he do? He got a podcast or something now. Is that
Matt
his
Barnes?
job?
Well,
Yeah.
he was doing the play-by-play for one of the teams.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the job he lost.
In the NBA?
Calling the game. Yeah, I forget the
Yeah,
team.
he was
doing
working with
play-by-play
ESPN.
for.
He
He
was
got
working with
kicked
ESPN.
out of
Yeah,
the
he still got his all up in smoke and
Podcast,
all that.
yeah,
but
he still got that.
the commentating job. He
Yeah.
lost
What
that.
happened? What he was
What he do? He assaulted somebody.
Yeah,
a
to a
kid.
beef.
With one of the kids. One of the kids got
he
the
put
beef
his
with his
hands on
son.
somebody and stuff.
what?
And he ran over to, I guess, they wanted, he said he ran over to break it up. But as he went over there, he put his hands on the kid.
Yeah.
And it
All right.
started a whole nother-
Right. And the kid was like, oh, he hit me. And he was
Right.
like, no, I was trying to break you up for my son. And it went back and forth. And then, you know.
He should have known better than that, though. To put it,
Mm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, Derek Fisher is the coach.
Derek Fisher is the coach.
Is he coach of what team?
Matt Barnes' son.
Son,
Wow.
yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Derek Fisher is the
So
coach.
she
They had
still
beef
married
over
to
him.
his ex-wife?
No, he married his wife.
He
He
married
married to the mom.
married his wife.
Okay, yeah, that's hey, they moved on.
Yeah, back in the early 2000s, they was beefing hard. Like he actually got to fight with him.
Yeah. He drove to a venue they was at.
Matt Barnes drove to his ex-wife's house where Derek Fisher was in and assaulted Derek Fisher in the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
And it's crazy because they used to play together.
Right.
So Fisher is the coach.
That's where he
The
met his-
twins play for.
They
Derek
played for
Fisher, yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's
It's
all right.
cool. Yeah, it's a cool little setup. But
Yeah.
twins is nice. Yeah, it's interesting. It get
Yeah.
interesting
Derek
on
Fisher won all the way
family
around the
day.
board, so hey, it's cool.
He
Yeah,
said
yeah,
that.
he definitely
Yeah,
won all the
he
way
won all the way around the board.
No, but then again, Matt Barnes
You gotta
good
keep it
too,
moving,
'cause
bro.
Matt Barnes got a new little family too. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
but that's how it be.
So
You gotta
everybody
take your losses,
winning.
man.
I
You
don't
gotta
know
take
how
your
I feel
losses.
about that. This dude coaching my kids.
Hey,
Right,
man.
right.
My kids.
Well, shit, if you really look at it, he pretty much raised his kids, though.
Now, I will, and then that's an assault too. I'm not letting
Nah.
nobody say they raised my kids, huh?
No, not saying that he raised them, but he was taking
I'm like,
care
no,
of
you
them.
ain't.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, he did raise them. They
Listen.
was in that same.
So
They had
what
a
he supposed to do?
relationship.
Get custody of his sons and never let them
Right?
have a
Nah,
son
you
again?
can't. Nah.
No.
Dad
no.
Dad
What I'm
can't
saying,
get caught in
then
the
his
field.
kids was around Fisher more than they was around him.
Yeah.
See, I don't
Especially
know.
because his beefing with his wife.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I feel like Matt was a pretty active father.
If you
I
listen-
don't feel like she was holding
Right.
them,
If you
holding
listen to
them
Matt,
hostage.
Right.
if you
Huh.
listen
They
to
just
Matt,
had to figure it out, become a blended family.
Right.
If you
listen
let
to Matt,
co-parents.
though, Matt was, bro, he made sure that didn't like that dynamic
Right.
didn't happen.
Right.
Matt had a lot of hatred for his
He did
ex-wife.
initially.
Yeah, he had a lot of hatred for
But
her.
I feel like once, because Matt Barnes, he got a a new kid with a new chick.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Like once they moved on, they moved on. Like
Right.
He found his
But
own
he was
family,
bitter
and
for a long
he
time.
was bitter for me.
Bitter.
He was, but I feel like once he had his distraction, he didn't care what they was doing. So I feel
Right,
like the
yeah.
fact that Derek Fisher is coaching, I feel
That's
like that,
great.
like that's a double win. Your stepfather and your father both played for the
Oh, the
Lakers
NBA,
at some
yeah.
point in
It's like,
time.
yeah.
Right. A winning
So at some point,
organization.
it's not like, oh no, nigga, you ain't raised my kid.
Right.
Yeah, they both
It's like-
Lakers.
It takes a
Yeah.
village, fellas.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Oh,
But I don't think, I don't think Matt Barnes is relinquished. I don't think, and what's the dude Fisher? I don't think he's raising his kid.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Hey,
so
Not at
He
all.
just
I guess
made
raising his,
Especially
he's
after
in
that
his
ass
kid's
whipping
life.
he took.
He's in
Especially
his
after
kid's
that
life.
ass whipping he took.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
He's in his kid's life.
I'm not overstepping no boundaries here.
Yeah,
Like, I don't want to know.
so Matt not
Yeah.
gonna hesitate.
Yeah, and Matt guy, he got some anger issues.
Yeah, that's why he in this situation. He's
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Now, Derek Fisher let him know that he will press charges.
Yeah. Like, hey, you come near me, I'm Jordan.
You keep beating up on me.
But see, Derek Fisher's smart. He like, look, you can hit me all you want to. I'm hitting your pockets. Though.
Yeah.
You come over this crib fucking with me, I'm hitting your
Yeah.
pockets.
I can see
And I'm
Derek-
hitting your old lady.
I can see Jared Fisher calling him up.
Yeah.
Hey man, your son ain't listening to you. They got some shit.
Right. Right.
Can I? I
Yeah,
can go ahead.
yeah,
Matter of fact, I'll be over.
yeah. Ask him, could he put him in time out? Right.
Yeah, Derek, like, wait till your mom get home.
Will Ferrell, Marky Mark. What is it?
Yeah. Yeah, step
No,
father,
I know what
stepdad
you talking. When they was cops.
No, when they got Marky Mark is the father.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell is the husband.
Yeah, all right, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
What is it?
What is that?
Stepdads or something?
It's
think
something
it is
dads
stepdad,
in the
yeah.
title.
Like
Yeah.
that. It's
I
what
think
it is.
Dads-in-laws or something like that. I don't know.
That-
Yeah. But all right. So before we get out of here, let's talk about the tournament that you was talking about.
Oh, the CIAA.
Yeah.
Yes, we definitely.
Yes.
Let me say this. I am so disappointed, and not the tournament itself, but the expectations that I had when I went to the tournament itself.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna tell you why and explain that. I went to the tournament thinking that Baltimore was going to represent and support this tournament like no other tournament. Now I've gone to it the last 2-3 years, so I've seen it, escalate to a good thing. Man, yesterday the championship game started at 4:00 in the afternoon, not prime time. I'd say it was probably less than 5,000 people, if that.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't no support there. I don't understand, when you have a tournament like this. And Mikey, I'm not mistaken, but can you look it up and see if it's the longest running tournament in the U.S.?
What tournament is it again?
It's the CIAA.
Yeah.
The CIAA. And if anybody knows what the CIAA is, it's Division II black colleges. Man,
All of them aren't HBCUs, though.
huh?
All of them aren't HBCUs.
Oh, they not
Right.
all
No,
HBCUs?
not all of them.
Yeah.
Shawan is in the CIAA. Shawan is not an HBCU.
Right. Right.
Okay.
So it's a couple schools that's in there that's not HBCU.
But we as a city, we just and please explain to me, gentlemen, do we not support basketball or do we just not support black entertainment? What is the situation with it? Because it was a bad look yesterday.
Yeah.
It was a bad look for everything. And if I'm the CIAA, I'm not coming back because I'm not making any money.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Now, if you're throwing a party in Baltimore, you made a whole bunch of money this weekend.
well, you didn't call me about it, so yeah, I don't know.
But why didn't you know it's in your town? See, that's what I'm trying to
No,
say.
I'm saying I heard it on the news, but I didn't follow up on it.
Are we just not
I
supporting
don't
the
think it was promoted
situation?
right.
Well, it ain't that.
Or is it just basketball in
It's
Baltimore?
not that we don't support basketball and stuff like that, because we do. Like if you look at the mindset of our community and culture,
Sports.
we love to idolize sports
Yeah.
figures,
Right.
stars, entertainment.
Yeah.
So to me, and as far as making money, I think the city bought the
Benefited.
program right. So they getting money, right?
Right,
Regardless.
they're getting their money, but
turnout. But the problem you already know is it's with the condition of the black community and our mindset. It's like if white folks put a stamp on it,
Right.
then it's the shit. But
I'ma
if
go
it's
with that,
something,
Clay.
among us, you know what I mean? Then we don't have the star power and people ain't staying. It goes back to what we was talking about off camera. When you got a Dion that goes to a black university and he brings all that spotlight, but then he turns around and leave, everything goes with him. And black folks, the celebrities ain't showing up at Jackson State games on the sideline. They out Colorado now, you know. And then we can't even get. It was a big deal when Dion flipped that one recruit.
Yeah.
Because he took him from Florida State. That was a big deal. Black universities can't compete with these big institutions in terms of getting the top ranked players, people that's going to play basketball on a level that's going to captivate people's imaginations, want to watch. We don't have the star power because everybody wants to go 0 to 60, chase the bag, and be in that limelight. You know, so, and then we stuck on that. Like, that's all we do is everything celebrities do. That's what we following. You know, so
in my opinion,
yeah,
them bringing the CIAA to Baltimore was never about the tournament.
Yeah,
it was never about basketball. It was about all of the extra stuff that come with CIAA, the parties, the step shows, the comedy shows.
Entertainment.
The entertainment is drawing people in. It's drawing people to Baltimore. It's bringing money. Not once did I'm not gonna say not once, but very little did I hear them advertise the actual games.
That's what I say. Nobody knew when the games were.
On 92Q, they was advertising this party, that party, this CIAA party. So gonna be in town because of CIAA. That's what they advertising. That's what the tickets to the parties, $60, $70, $800 for a table.
Wow.
That's not making my money. Ain't nobody paying $60, $70 to go see these college kids, these black college kids that's going to Division II schools that might not go to the league. What are we doing here? They are not. It was never brought here.
That's what I was saying.
So it's a possibility.
I feel like it was successful. It was.
I was getting ready to say it's a chance that they.
Were you downtown this weekend?
Right.
You couldn't move.
Yeah.
It was parties everywhere since Wednesday. Day parties, night parties, morning parties, brunches, you name it.
Right. The city made money.
That's what they want.
City made money.
They know they had a game.
And it's like I like it.
You know why? Because the championship was Saturday at 4. They've been playing all week.
Right.
Yeah.
All week at 7, 6, 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning. Latest game might be 1 o'clock.
That's what I saw on the news.
It was not about the game.
First thing in the morning.
But see,
It's about what the game.
It's the bag drop.
Right.
but see and that's what I'm talking about. Because I think the CIAA is out there to put a platform to give our Division II people a platform to show their skills. And why do we treat it like that? You know what I'm saying? Why do we treat the party more than the tournament? That's my whole point. You know what I'm saying? We treat the game. We'll pay $800 for a table for 4 people, but we won't pay $25 a ticket to go watch the game.
Kids play their dreams.
Right, to see these kids. And these kids ain't gonna get another opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, to me, it's a circle. Because kids won't go to historically black colleges because they won't get the fame, they won't get the glamour, they won't get the lights. Well, you won't get the glamour, you don't get the lights because these TV spots won't show it. So if they don't show it, you don't get it. You don't get it, you don't go. So it's a big circle that's keep repeating itself for multiple years. And when us as black people had the platforms of BET, TV One, that was the platforms where historically black colleges, if you had a sports program on either one of those 2 stations, historically black colleges should have been playing every game.
They used to do that with HBCU college too.
But how about back how about back when BET was playing HBCU's games on
Grambling.
Who was doing it?
You toured to colleges and just had like some giveaways. They have a big old tour, BET HBCU tour bus. And when I was in school, they pulled up, and did it like that. But like you said, it's new management.
Yeah, it's that's the crazy part about it. We're looking at more of the entertainment process of this tournament than actually looking at the tournament itself. You know what I'm saying? Because
I think our community though is more of like it's like a farm system for big business anyway. When it comes to basketball, when it comes to athleticism or any kind of talent that we might have, they take the best of the talent that we have, and then they just leave us to do what we can with what's left. And that's the only thing that's left is the parties.
That's it.
And I gotta agree with you on that because I watched the game. It was hard watching that first half.
Yeah.
It was hard. Yeah. But it kind of picked up during the second half, but that first half of that game was hard.
Look at how we had the Harlem Globetrotters, and then we had And One. and one just took off.
Yes.
Where is that now?
Yeah.
You
It
know
was-
why?
It got bought out.
You know why?
It went
Because the
commercial.
NBA.
Yes.
Yeah, the NBA.
NBA
Pretty much
started.
NBA started.
Yeah.
But
See, so this is what I'm saying.
When N1 came out, that's when people started hitting step back.
Yes.
And,
The
oh,
DVD.
let's not
DVD.
forget the crossover. The crossover came from and one.
And if you was lucky, you knew how to go behind the back.
You got street ball legends now getting mentioned during NBA broadcasts and stuff. Skip
Right.
And even,
Yeah.
what was it? They even
Yeah.
tried to bring
Yeah.
some.
But they brought some over.
And the game and the game, the game couldn't match up because their crossovers and stuff, they were calling travels.
Yeah, of course.
Like
Right.
when Richard Iverson first brought that crossover in, he got it from and one.
And
Okay, and they called that traveling because Jordan couldn't stick it.
So my point why I was bringing that up as well is the 3-on-3. See how that, struggling and they trying to tried to fizzle that out.
That's a great thing.
That's a great
'Cause
thing.
imagine being able to continue to watch your favorites still play just in a smaller
Well,
arena.
big business is all about monopoly too.
Monopoly.
Yeah, well,
And
yeah,
so-
that's what Ice Cube
with-
said.
Yeah.
He said the NBA will not support him as much as he went to the
Yes.
NBA and was like, yo, can you guys support? Can you guys help? I don't even really need your money. I just want your support. The
Yeah.
NBA would not support that.
That's
You
crazy.
guys remember what you guys remember what Isaiah tried to do? He
With the
created a
feed.
league.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
created another league.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing I'm saying. Like the mindset allows this thing to happen with big business crushing you
Well,
because nobody wants to go through the hard work and the journey. The NBA started off playing in high school gyms, college gyms. They slowly but surely grew their league.
Arena.
yeah, they're not gonna allow people, like I said, you're not gonna be able to have like a nation within a nation. So that means that like right after slavery, when black people set up all these towns and all this stuff, they was independent, they was doing their own thing. So what they do, they burned all those towns down. And then what? So once they burned those towns down, they destroyed all those towns. You can go out and you can get a job, you can work for us, but that's the most amount of independence that you're allowed to
It
have.
won't
That's
be
it.
community.
So
That's
even
it.
though, and then when you think about like with the Negro leagues, baseball, they were independent, and you had a lot of black owners or people who owned those leagues, and they was making money. So now what did Major League Baseball do? We're gonna integrate baseball. We're gonna take your best baseball players, and we're gonna take them to to Major League Baseball. And so they made those things fall. So anytime you get something in the community that we might be able to build on, because they look at our community as like the farm system.
And competition.
Anytime we get something that we can, they
Wow.
build off of that, and then what they'll do is they destroy that and break that down, and then so that's what you
Monopolize
left
the
with
whole system.
You left with
Yeah, they
parties.
monopolize the whole
You
system.
left
Still
the
starts,
party.
Yeah,
but it still starts with the mindset of the individual. Like, we
Hello.
still
Well-
attached to
Hello.
money. We still attached. We so attached to money.
That's the problem.
that we allow
Well,
it to
some
happen.
people think that that's all you're gonna get out of it, because if you got a stronger outside force that's breaking dismantling everything you set up, then they was like, all right, well, all I can do is money. Even
Well,
a kid,
What happened to fun?
even a
That's-
kid
that's
that's
the
coming from like that has an opportunity. Like if you got a kid that a great basketball player, they instinctively know that if they go to Morgan as opposed to Duke, that they're not going no further than that. Especially if you're a basketball player and you say, all right, stay here and help your community. Stay in Baltimore and play for Morgan.
But see, I
That's
disagree
not-
with
that's
that.
not true,
I disagree with
But
that.
Nah.
that's not true, but we've bought in. That's not true.
Yeah, I disagree
Your
with that.
talent,
I mean,
your
yeah,
game,
that's why they got scouts.
Your game is what it is.
Yes,
I'm telling you,
they
you
will
know
find
what
no,
it
but see,
is,
but see,
man.
the
They
next,
find them diamonds in the rough.
let me say this, because a diamond in the rough, yes, okay, but if you playing at a high level at low competition, you know what I'm saying, you're not recognized as playing at a high level at high competition.
That's true.
Okay, and you got to remember, there's only so many slots on so many teams. You know what I'm saying? So before I go check out a student that's playing at a high level at Morgan, I'm going to check out that student that's playing at a high level at Duke, because his competition is higher.
I'm gonna give you guys an example of what I mean, but that's not necessarily true. Before you had, before Dr. J entered into the NBA,
Mhm.
ABA, he was playing in ABA, right?
Right.
But
Yep.
there was no television exposure, anything. Dr. J's lore was so huge. When he went to the Rucker, he had, not only was that place, but people were sitting on the roof. They was hanging out in the street.
Yeah.
People heard about Dr. J and never saw him before. You know what I'm saying? Because of his game, like you can have, if you do something and you do it with everything in you,
All right,
that
let
expression
me
of your
say
game
Let
it
me
reach people.
let me say
It
this
has a
about
way of
that.
reaching
You
people.
got two leagues. You got the NBA and you got the ABA.
Yeah.
Both of those leagues are white.
Yep.
So if Dr. J is playing for the ABA, he also playing for a white league. But it's not when you, like I said, when you had you had those Negro leagues. No, not one team from the Negro League was allowed to integrate into Major League Baseball.
Right.
But when you had those ABA teams, you had the San Antonio Spurs. You had other team. You had about two or three. You had at least three of those teams that joined the NBA.
Yep.
Not for the black people though. Not for black people. And then when it comes to success, success is not just about hard work. So if you're a kid and you go to Morgan and you work hard and you perfect your craft, that's not all what it takes to succeed. Because if you don't get chosen, then all your hard work and your success go for.
I was just speaking on how Doc ain't have no exposure, but yet he was more famous than anybody.
But he
You know
was.
what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
he
like,
drew.
you
Well,
can't-
you
stop
can't
something like
because
that.
they knew who Doc was in college.
I'm just saying the general public.
Yeah, they I mean, people
Well,
knew
they
who
knew
Doc
who-
was
yeah,
in
but
college.
It's
because-
almost like
public didn't know, though.
like NWA, they first tape, no radio, but all across the country we was listening to it. Some shit got such power, you can't stop
like
it.
an underground
That's
type
all I'm saying.
appeal. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't stop it.
Yeah, but if you're a kid and you talented, like he said, if you're a kid and you talented, your first instinct is not going to be to go to Morgan.
I understand.
Your first instinct is going to be go somewhere where you can get recognized.
No doubt.
Plain and simple.
No doubt.
And going to those white colleges is where it's at right now, unfortunately.
What we doing in the hood though, when we see somebody nice, what's the first thing we say? Oh, you can make it in the NBA, or you can go get a college.
Yeah.
So we kind of conditioning, and we help them with the conditioning.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
of the shit we
That's
did.
true. That's true. Yeah,
You know
people
what
do
I'm saying?
promote. Yeah,
Yeah.
they promote. Yeah.
We promoting that stuff, those white institutions.
Yeah, you're right, because out of all those signing days and all that, and you see all those hats on everybody thing, the thing you don't see is HBCU hats.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't see none of that sitting on the thing. You don't see nobody with the Morgan hat on.
Realistically, let's be realistic. It's about the bag.
Oh yeah, it's always
They in
about
it
the
for
bag.
the bag.
So Dion threatened to change that though, but then they moved Dion. They threw the bag at him.
To me, he just used that as a stepping stone.
Yeah.
But what really determines the bag, it's not the institute, it's people.
True.
That's
get
why I
you. You
love
want
what
the
these
following.
kids are doing with
Following.
social media.
Right, it's the
Mhm.
following.
Creating their bag, right? Getting eyeballs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of eyeballs.
You gotta trust.
Well,
like,
yeah, they
what's
coming to the
inside.
table with more value
Yes.
now because they do have
The
following.
the NIL deal changed the whole concept. Of
Well,
college
what I
football.
have to say about the NIL though is what's that? Name, image, and likeness.
Yeah.
And that to a certain extent, the NIL is a scam too, because your name, image, and likeness has always been yours.
No,
But
it has
now-
not. No,
Well,
you're wrong. Nope, it has not.
It has.
No,
It's just that
no,
people didn't know.
no, it has not. When you sign a college deal for your degree,
I don't care
Yeah.
what you sign. I don't care what you
see,
sign.
that's the problem. Your name and your image and your likeness went to the college.
Well, no, that's what
Okay,
I'm saying.
the
You can
college
sign that.
owned that.
You can sign that, but that's what I'm saying. People selling the system is about stealing your ideas, stealing your likeness, and stealing everything
Well,
from
see-
you and selling it back to you.
But
That's
it
what
wasn't
I'm saying.
considered stealing. It wasn't considered stealing because they were saying
Well,
we're
it's
giving
stealing.
you a free
We're
scholarship.
giving you this.
No,
Right. It's a
We're giving you
trade-off.
this for
Yeah,
that.
it's a trade-off.
That was
Yeah,
the trade-off.
But my point is, they are your name, image, and likeness. You are born with that,
True.
and
Right.
then somebody takes that from you, and then they give it back to you, and you think that they did you a favor.
But you're born with that, but you're not making money off of that. The
Because
reason that
you don't know your value. That's the whole thing
listen,
about- you don't know your value.
the reason that you're making money off your name, image, and likeness is because you're at a school playing a high sport. That's the reason that your name, image, and likeness is now worth money. Like I can go out there and try to sell my name, image, and likeness and get maybe 4 or 5 cents. This is me. I'm not famous. I'm nobody.
The difference is, and see, that's how they want people to think. You have to learn how to develop your brand. Everybody has their own individual brand.
Exactly.
If you don't know how to develop and profit from your brand. You know, you got people out here who are artists who make a living just promoting and developing their own brand. You don't need Duke University. You don't need North Carolina. You don't need Maryland. If you learn how to develop your own brand, and that's what I like about these new kids on these social media platforms, because they are coming to the table and they know their value. They have developed and cultivated their own brands. Back in the day,
we're talking generation. Yeah, we're talking sports though. You can't name one person that's playing sports that their likeness is out there. They're not playing on a great team or playing Division I.
You got high school kids with those mixtapes, and they can be a sensation.
Right, and they're a sensation because of what they're doing.
Because of their platform, they're developing their own brand.
Right, but what I'm saying to you is this: now, when they go to college, their NIL deal is good now. They can say, "I want $1 million on my NIL deal."
But when you look at
you can get an NIL, you can get an NIL deal and not be associated with no university.
Right, exactly.
You're getting it's no different than people.
But who responds to that?
But it's content created. If you got if you create, let me show you.
You're not getting an NIL deal.
Yeah, you are. Check this out. The dude is still the same thing. It's name, image, and likeness. That dude they call a professor, right? He was a street ball guy.
I
Right?
know you're talking about.
He takes his video. He goes out and he goes and tours the country, and he allows people to play him one-on-one. He's got viewership, subscriptions to his channel, sponsorships come in. They want those eyeballs. They'll pay him a bag. They'll make a deal with him.
Would you just say they'll pay him the bag? That's where the difference in the NIL comes from. He's self-promoted. Okay, right. He's self.
But he's built.
Right, but it's a different type of contract when it comes to people that's playing in college.
I don't know.
No,
that's what it is. That's the difference between it, because he was doing that even before the NIL deals even came about.
I'm just saying it's the same thing.
That's promoting yourself when you're doing that. Everybody does that. You can make a movie on your own, put it out there, and make your money. The NIL deals coming from before the NCAA was paying their students.
Right.
They were taking their students' likeness, and I can tell you, NCAA basketball, football, for video games. Video game companies were paying these colleges millions of dollars to put these players on there.
Right.
People, basketball cards, football cards, millions of dollars to put these images on there, and the kids wasn't making any money off.
And now the NAACP and these institutions is using that as a recruiting tool.
Right.
I can get you these deals.
Exactly.
It's still the same thing.
Right.
That's
like your girl at LSU.
Yeah.
She makes more money now than she would ever make going to the WNBA.
Yes.
These young ladies in these college basketball right now will make more money than going in the WNBA. That's why they're considering staying 5 and 6 years, because they're making more money off the NIL deals. Without the NIL deals, that wouldn't have happened.
And that's the blueprint.
No, I disagree with that.
Deals follow them though. It's not like when they leave college, they lose the NIL deals. No, like they have to go to the league.
And see, that's what I think. People think that, like, all right, the NIL, you don't need NIL deals. People need to know how to develop their own brand. You know, all right, let me use this as an example. Sean Marshall, DJ in Baltimore. Y'all know Sean Marshall. This dude used to take a bag of tapes to Mondawmin. And people would see him, they would see him and buy those tapes from him. You know what I mean? So he didn't need like the radio stations and all that. He just
he was on the radio station.
He was.
He's on the radio station now.
Yeah, but he still promotes his own self.
Everybody promotes that. I'm saying everybody. I'm not saying that people don't promote themselves. You got to promote yourself to get out there. That's not what I'm saying. Is what I'm saying is when you want to make that real money like these people are making now, this is the street that you got to go down. Because you can make money, you can make $10,000 off your own image and likeness doing a podcast every weekend, and you can do money. You can make money like that. But what I'm saying is when you come to these student athletes, that's the first thing that we forget is they students first. So they don't have a lot of time to go out here and make that money, do them podcasts and stuff. So now the opportunity for these NIL deals is out there where it should have been in the first place. These NIL deals should have been in the 80s, where people like Michael Jordan at North Carolina win the national championship and should have got paid.
No, it should have been from day one. It should
Right,
have been
Right.
That's always been the problem with collegiate athletes.
Yeah,
The
it should've been
universities
from day
making
one.
millions and billions, and the
It's
kids
just
ain't
that
getting nothing.
it's just that in today's age, it's easier now
Yes.
because the content is out there and the platforms are out there for
Right.
them to do
You
it.
got social media.
Right. Social media makes everything a
But
little
what
easier.
what really gets you into the real money, as you say, is the following, that like the eyes you have on you.
But you
And
gotta
that's
get
all
them eyes,
predicated
though.
on
You
yourself.
have to have
You
them
have to
eyes.
have, but that's the thing. You express
Yeah.
your talent. You
Yeah.
express your
Right.
gift. It
We
attracts.
on a
See, that's what
podcast
we
now
do.
trying to get eyes on us.
Our
Right.
mindset is chase,
True.
but we don't understand. You don't have to
Right.
chase. You attract.
Right.
Yeah.
But I
And
mean,
these kids, if you just
that's the
express-
law of attraction.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So if you express your gift,
But-
you attract. And now once you attract,
And-
now sponsorships want your eye.
Right. Well, Soldier Boy, it
You know?
was like that as well. You know what I
Right.
mean? He did the social media thing and
Yeah.
blew himself up.
And
And then everything came, but you gotta
think
put
about-
that
and think about-
work in though to get to that.
And think about them cats that sold music out their car.
Yeah,
And
Oh, yeah.
they
it's
start
millions
blowing-
of them.
Man,
that
And
did
what
it.
happens? They
It's-
started
It's a
attracting
long
and
road. It's
attract-
a
and
long
now
road. It's a
you can
long
get them in-
road.
and that's what my initial point. Where we want to go from zero,
Right.
Just
I'm agreeing with you.
and if we
gotta
get
have the
rid of that
patience.
mindset,
You gotta have the patience and
we
work ethic.
change the whole game around.
Right.
But that
But
mindset,
we want the fast
I
bags.
think what it changed the whole thing around is because, all right, so you always going to have people, the higher ups, who are going to say, all right, well, if you selling X amount of tapes or records out of your trunk, and you making, like, say you're making 10 or 20,000 or $50,000 a year, we can take you from 50 to like a $500,000 or whatever they're gonna offer you. But what comes with that, I think, if people say, well, all right, I don't want to, if people just want to, all right, it's money that come with that, but it's also some other stuff like you signing away that people might regret later on down the line.
True.
So it's almost like selling your soul
It
when,
is,
you, when
but-
you when you do those kind of deals. But if people just say, all right, well, I'm not gonna chase the bag, I'm gonna chase like a peace of mind. I want a peace of mind,
Yes.
and I want 100%,
Yes.
and they see value in like
yes,
being 100% ownership
Instead
of
of-
like
yes.
what you or what somebody else can bring to the table and give to them.
But see, that's a different type of individual. Like Master P took that to a whole nother level with that whole distribution deal, stuff like that.
Right.
A lot of young men and women, you know, you don't have that, like Clayton's saying, you got to build that following. A lot of them don't have that, you know, that mindset of they thinking
Most
about.
people don't.
So they're looking at that. What's the quickest way for me to get that?
and that's the mindset that needs
For
to
me, the
shift.
quickest way
That's
to get that.
how everything changes when
Yeah.
the mind changes. But
Well,
it's
let me
hard to
let me
change
give
it.
you
It
an
is.
example. Let me give you an example of an artist who did that. Remember the girl? What was her name? Maya. She was with Jay-Z and all them.
Yeah.
So now what she has 100% ownership of like whatever she do. She toured the
Look how
world
long it
and
took.
she have a following. Well, it's not even about the
I agree,
how long
but
it
yeah.
takes.
Right.
It's about like she said that she was not willing to. People want, they trying to get her on a casting couch. They trying to put her in compromising positions, and she was like, "I'm not with that.
She ain't wanna sell her
I
soul.
just want to do my, I want to do my art. I want to do and then create my own following, and the money that I make is mine.
It's mine.
And I don't
Right.
have to put up with nobody else bullshit. I don't have to,
Right.
capitulate to somebody else because they got me in a, they got, something holding over me.
Mhm.
Well, we're not going to promote your album if you don't do this,
Right.
or we're not going, advertise if you don't do that.
Right.
And so, that's
But and I see what you're saying, but can you put Maya in the top 100 of R&B singers?
but that's
But she
not
don't
work.
have to- she don't
But,
have to be.
but we're talking about the more famous you get, the more money you get, the more money you get. And let me say this, the better you off paying your bills. All right? Better you off paying your bills.
You live within
And,
your means.
and that's the whole intent on making money.
That's whatever level you at.
Yeah,
If you can't budget $500,
But everybody wants to get to the next level of what they are. You're where you are now. You don't want to get to the next level. You're comfortable with paying all your bills and everything, right?
Yeah, I'm saying.
So do you want to get to the next level?
On my terms. Yeah,
No, do you want to get there though?
yeah on my
Now,
terms.
how you get there is different, but you do want to get there.
Yeah.
So that's the mindset that everybody has. Everybody, if you're good with what you have and good with where you are, then that's your mindset. Then you don't want anything else. But most people don't want that. Most people want that next level.
People are under this misunderstanding. They think I got to get in the top of the charts to make a lot of money. You don't if you own 100% of what you're doing. I can sell 30,000 units, right? At $10 or whatever, and that's 100% of mine.
Right.
I'm
But
making millions.
No, you're not making millions. You're only making $300,000.
No.
See, if you do the math,
I'm just saying.
Right. But if you do the math on it,
Right.
okay, if a distribution deal can get you 1 million sales.
Okay, but
By yourself, you're only getting 100,000 sales.
right.
Okay, so if you look at the money and the aspects of the money, you're going with the distribution
Now,
sales.
with the distribution sale, they might can take you bigger sales, but it's so many different people getting a percentage of that. You ain't getting that kind of money.
And you're right. You're not
getting.
But then if you
You
are
talking
long,
about somebody that had distribution and marketing.
but then if you're in a smaller market, like you said, Master P, you're in a smaller market selling your shit out your trunk, you can only do but so much.
But the kid, Master P, according to his law, became a millionaire selling shit out his trunk.
Yeah, he was rich out the trunk.
But
the distribution side,
how rich was he?
Tear that money
How
down.
rich was he? He had to sign a distribution deal. He wasn't that rich.
No, he wasn't.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
But if his goal was to make $1 million, he made the million.
He made $1 million, but he wasn't
But
satisfied
you
with that.
understand, distribution he made a distribution
It took him
deal.
further than
that just
that he
means
could do
more
himself.
people distributed out.
But it makes
for him.
more money for him.
Yes.
Makes
And
more
then
money.
you don't have to
But
do the
what
hard copies of the material.
That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is this: when you go independent, you can create a distribution deal. But when you sign with a label, you got distribution label and everybody taking a
But
piece
see,
of that money.
but what I'm saying to you is this: he was doing millions of dollars in his trunk.
Yeah.
He wasn't satisfied with it.
No.
So he went to the distribution
Well,
deal
I don't
because
know
he
if he
wanted
was
more.
satisfied.
And that's what I'm saying.
I don't know if he
couldn't have been
went. I don't
satisfied.
know if he went to the distribution as opposed to the labels coming in.
But he couldn't have been satisfied because he went with
but
it.
when you generate a lot of money, people come in and want to get a piece of it.
And if you're making a lot of money,
and
you
now
gonna
you got
have to
leverage.
no.
When
you talking about
still
the
have to
business
say yes or no.
side,
brokering a deal now.
right? And that's when you were saying when you get your 100% and you own your masters, now you dictating for yourself
Yeah,
because
you
now the
dictate.
residuals
But
coming
you're
back.
still
to
doing
you.
it.
I'll
You-
give you
doing it to
I'll
make money.
I'll give you $10. I'll give you $10 to go pass out my or go sell out my. I give you $10 off of every sale you can get off my CD.
Right.
You know, once again, that's all that distribution is. Like, I'll give you a piece to go sell it.
Right, but you're
You
still
know what I
making
mean?
more money. That's the whole purpose of what I'm talking about is your ability to make more money.
But I'm just
no
saying,
one's
Stop
Don't
it.
really
really
I'm just saying.
satisfied about what they're
Yeah,
the
I
level
agree
they're
with
at now.
that.
well, some people are.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't say everybody.
Yeah, some people
A
are.
lot of people, if you're satisfied where you are now,
Yeah.
there's either two things that happen going that way. Either you're older and you don't feel like the hustle anymore,
Right.
and you're good, or
Right.
you're younger and you're making bad.
Right.
Okay, and you like I'm making enough, and you're
Right.
smart enough to understand that
Right.
to make your money work for you
Right.
instead of you working for your money.
Right.
But most people right now work for their money. So as long as you work for that money, you're gonna continue to get the bag until the money starts working for you.
But I'm just saying, I don't think that you need to. I got to be in the top, this, that, and the other to get a lot of money. You don't.
Well, I mean, in
I've never heard. I've never heard a
but
person being at the bottom of
right.
anything,
That's what I'm saying.
making the top money.
Growing
But
up,
if
that's
you-
all we heard was
Because the
you
people
got to
at the
be at a
top,
certain
they're not
level.
getting all that money.
No,
That's
but
all I'm saying.
yeah, right. And I agree.
You
with
got
that.
100% of
So if the people,
but
if the
you get
people at the
100%
top,
of something, you
if
need
the
that
people
stuff.
at the top is not making all that money, what do you think the people in the bottom
No,
are
I'm
making
talking
less?
about the artists that's
right,
supposed
but that's what we
They
compared
got
to.
a
Clint.
whole bunch of people getting that money off.
Yeah, but that's what you compare to the top. They don't compare you
Right.
to the bottom.
It
Everything
don't
is
matter about what they comparing.
no, but that's what I'm saying. But that's
I'm
what I'm talking about.
owning 100% of what you got.
Listen, if
You
you
don't need as
listen,
much.
if you own 100% of nothing and you own 10% of millions, who do you think making money?
We're not talking about
But
nothing.
we're talking about the bottom. So we're talking about the bottom. You're owning 10% of.
I'll tell you like this. If you guys ever get, I'll tell you like this. You ever get a chance, I want you guys to watch this clip with Dame Dash and Steven Jackson. And Steve Jackson talking about he wanted to be an actor.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. You mentioned name dash.
Regardless of how you think about him,
Right,
the
right.
mindset is there. The mindset is there. So while you thinking that you need this, that, and the other, when you have everything, when you invest in yourself and you put your money into yourself, you're getting 100% back on return. If I only do 100,000 in sales, I got more money than the artist that's tied to a label that's doing $1 million in sales. I have more.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
Because you can only get 100% of 100,000.
But the
It's like the
100,000
reason why I
sales
don't-
is whatever that price. That
Because
ticket price
look at
is
because
of
you
the
look listen,
product.
right. But you look at it this way: you selling a CD for $10.
Yes.
You spending $1 on
Yes.
packaging.
Yes.
You're spending $1 on putting it out there.
Okay.
Okay, so you're not really getting all
Okay.
that money.
You know what?
Economics sit there and states that.
Right. You know
Okay.
what the artists that's on the label, the percent they getting out their sales?
Probably
They getting
2%.
cents.
They getting
Cents.
cents.
Right.
Cents.
Cents, exactly.
Right.
But their cents, if they're selling 10 million, their cents can equal that stuff that you're doing.
Not really.
Well, look, the question
How
is
many-
though, it's like about like when you it's about like it's like signing off like a lot of your rights and stuff,
All
a
that
lot of
stuff.
your privileges.
That's what the
it-
contract is.
That's
That's
what
what
it
a
boils
contract
down
is.
to.
But
Contract.
yeah,
But some people don't want to have to compromise like this self
And-
and
and
self-esteem all that stuff.
And-
So that's
and they
the only
do
point
that.
I was
So,
making.
yeah, and it's only safe to say what your agenda is and what you're trying to do. If you want to go to the top, then yeah, the top is there for you to try to get to the top.
Mike, how long we been on, Jack?
Hour and 5.
Good, mugga.
Y'all been
You can
into
break it up. You know
I
you always
just
break
been
it up
letting
anyway, yo.
y'all know, listen,
Yeah.
this was a good one because we
Yeah.
started talking about LeBron, then we made it to Master P.
I told you, man trying to make 4 podcasts into
Yeah.
one.
Listen,
Mike can break it up.
it was good,
Yeah.
good, man. It was
Oh
good.
man.
Yeah. All right, that's
Interesting.
cool. But yeah, my only point though was like, you know, as people giving you something that you basically that's yours already. And then what I think is like with us, we don't realize our value. Other people understand our value more so than we understand our own value. And you know, so to me, like the money part of it is not really all that important once you understand what your value is.
But see,
And then so people, I'm like, and that's why I use Maya as an example because I think that if you can throw you can throw any amount of money at certain people and they be like, nah, you can't give me what I already got, and that's me. How you gonna take me from me and then sell it back to me? And then more
But
people
they-
understand that.
Yep.
And then
But
so
see,
like
you-
Corey, when you say about all right, well, why we don't do our own thing? Why we don't do our own thing? And then when I put people in front of you who are doing their own thing, that's it. That's the sacrifice.
Yep.
When if she only make $100,000 a year, as opposed to somebody else gonna tell her she can make $1 million a year, it's some shit that come with that million.
Yeah.
and it's some
It's
shit that
some
come
shit
with that 100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, peace
Yeah.
of mind.
Listen,
It's a piece of
your
mind.
value-
You live within your means. If you live within your means, and you live with the fact that you know that, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, but
what
listen,
you can,
do you
Right.
know the definition of value? But the definition of value is what somebody is willing to pay for.
no,
You
no,
can say you
no,
worth $1 million,
no.
but if nobody's willing to pay
That-
you $1 million,
No.
you're not worth $1
You
million.
create
That's
your
not the
own
definition
value.
of
Listen,
value.
Create your own value.
again.
It's not the value.
You can say what your value is. If somebody's not willing to pay that, that's not your value.
No, they
Yeah.
validate my value. My
Yeah,
value
yeah.
is
Nobody
valid.
validates
I'm not saying this. I'm not saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they validate your value. Your value. What I'm saying to you is this:
But them saying-
if you say your value is $100,000,
Right.
okay, and somebody says no, I think your ball skills make you 50,000, and you say, well, I'm not going to play ball unless you give me that 100,000. They say, okay, walk. They're telling you in their mind your value is only what they offered you. Sure.
Because I watched the interview that Rich Paul did.
Mhm.
One of them athletes, he just got signed. He held out because he felt like his value was more. So it was teams that was offering him probably something that other people would have jumped at, a couple million. But because Rich Paul knew his client's value, he told them teams no.
But
And
we
then
don't know what the
he-
contract is. We don't know what the contract is.
But the thing was he fought for his client's value. He didn't just say, "Oh, y'all giving up $100? Well, we worth $100."
Right.
Like,
So
no, he fought for the
so
value.
you're validating what I'm talking about.
No, because if I'm setting my price, if you walk away from my price, you walking away don't mean that wasn't my value.
Listen,
Right.
but
You
hold,
walking away
but
with it,
but
and
you,
didn't accept
but
my
but
value.
hold,
Listen,
but hold on. But you accepted the value once the team said okay.
If you
That's what I'm
accept-
talking
if
about.
So if I go to a team and I say I want $100 million, that team say, "Oh no, we ain't paying you $100 million." They walk away.
Right.
All cool, then I'm gonna go to the next team.
And the next team
That's my
says
value.
right, and
If
but and the next team says yes, then the
they
next team
accepted my value.
right, and in their mind that's what you're worth. That's all I'm saying. Your worth is what somebody's willing to pay for it.
Wow.
The other team was willing to pay for the $100,000. right? Is that what you're telling me, right? From your scenario, that team that offered you $100,000 and accepted your offer, in their mind, that's what you was worth.
It sounds like
That's why they offered. That's why they accepted it.
Sounds like all the entities involved are determining the value for what they want to do.
That's what I'm trying to say. But in the long run, your value is what somebody is willing to pay for.
That's what they want you to think. The
Yeah,
powers that
that's
be
what
want
they
you to
Tell
think
me,
that.
tell me one scenario where that's not the
I
truth.
just gave you a scenario.
No, you
He gave you
didn't.
Maya.
I gave
He
you
gave you
her.
Maya.
I gave you
Maya.
her.
Mine-
Because
She's
look,
a
you
small fraction.
well, I mean, it's a lot of people who live like that. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, if somebody
don't
offer,
know.
the example, if somebody offer you $100 million or make you, we say we're gonna make you a billionaire, it's some other shit that come with that. That's a price that you have to pay.
Shit come
You
with
talking
life
about
free.
just, you talking about a monetary, you talking about monetary, but it's some other
There's other
stuff
things
that
that's
come with that.
Listen, we talk, but it's other stuff that comes with being your own artist too.
Right. And
It's
those,
it's shit that comes with everything.
Yeah.
Everything's not
Life.
cookie cutter, right?
Life.
It's life. So my point is this: if you want to go through life saying, "Okay, I'm worth this," and I'm not going to settle for nothing, that's great. But understand, somebody has to accept that offer, that what you're saying you're worth, for it to be that value.
Absolutely.
Value is not what I can say. I'm worth $100 million all day long, screaming to the world. But when I die and I don't get $100,000, I mean $100 million, how am I worth that?
are you working towards creating it, or are you
We're
getting
not-
somebody
listen,
else to validate that?
Again, we as people, okay, we understand what we are worth, okay? And no one says I ain't worth shit unless they know they ain't worth shit. All right, unless they know I do drugs and all that shit. What I'm saying is to you is this: the value of what you are, just like anything else, is the price of what somebody's gonna pay for it. Like a car, you might have a car that you say, yo, this car is worth 100 grand easy. But ain't nobody gonna pay 100 grand for it.
Yeah,
So if somebody gonna pay 20 grand for it, you sell it to them for 20 grand. How much is your car worth?
That's how CarMax do it.
20 grand.
You go
Your
in
car's
with-
not worth
you go-
100
You
grand.
go in there with a proposal with CarMax and you say, man, my car 15,000 strong. Like, oh no, we ain't getting you 15 for it.
Right. And then if you accept it, what is that? That's the worth of the car that you accept.
Exactly.
That's all I'm trying to say.
I'm talking about people. I'm not talking
No,
about
people
the
do the
same
same
thing.
thing.
It's the same
People do the
thing.
same thing. They sit at a table and make a no negotiation and say, look, I want 100 million. They say, oh no, we ain't getting you 100 million.
Look, prime example, boxing. You boxing, if a motherfucker don't get his price in boxing, they walk away from the table no matter how lucrative it is. Floyd Mayweather is the prime example. If he's not the highest paid person on that boxing ticket, he will fucking walk away from it.
And Floyd Mayweather also had the resources to go out and promote and make and determine his own wealth.
But we're not talking about that. We're
You
talking
keep
about what
moving
somebody.
the goal line.
We're talking about. We're talking about some. We're talking about the
goal.
wealth of what somebody thinks they're worth. That's what we're talking about.
You just brought up Floyd Mayweather,
Right?
And I just told you that Floyd Mayweather have the resources, whereas though if he tell you he worth $100 million, and then a network say no, you're not worth $100 million. Floyd Mayweather had the resources where he can go and promote and make that money.
Right, but what does that? That's still saying that he thinks he's worth this, but the promoter said he's not. He's worth that.
So does that mean if you can make that money without somebody else validating it, does that mean that you're not worth it?
No, it means that person didn't pay for it. That person thinks that you're not worth it.
That means they couldn't afford it.
Well, that means that whatever. But the problem is Floyd Mayweather.
Exactly.
The problem is Floyd Mayweather had to go out and find somebody else to validate.
You don't change.
That's what I was telling Mikey.
He didn't have to go out. He made it himself.
He was himself.
Yeah, he made himself. He made himself worth that.
Listen,
he made the value.
Listen, he made himself worth that, but another promoter had to pay him that money. Floyd Mayweather didn't pay himself to fight.
He sold tickets. He promoted
He
his own
doesn't. He doesn't.
Promotions, he definitely paid himself to
No,
fight.
promotion. Floyd Mayweather, he gets a check.
He was under somebody.
He gets a check.
Um,
His last fight was like what, 110 million or something like that. Check. He gets a check from the promoter,
right.
and the promoter does everything else.
Guy behind, it's a guy behind the scenes.
Mayweather, I'm not saying he doesn't control his value. What I'm saying is,
Floyd had to pay his way out of that contract.
He says he's 100 million, and people want Mayweather to fight. They'll pay him 100 million.
I don't think people pick your value. That's insane.
It's either they can afford you or they can't.
Yeah, that's
No, it's not. It's not. Sometimes
I
it's
don't
not.
think other people make my value. I set my value. Some
Maybe
people
what
might
they
set
want
their
to
value.
Listen,
Some
you
people
can set your value.
You might walk into a meeting and set a number that you don't even think that you were right, but you want to negotiate it. You might set it high. So if they say yes, so do that mean, all right, cool, I'm adjust this my value now. Now I'm up here, this my value.
No, it means it means that the person that you sat next to thought you was worth that money.
I'm sitting next to across from, and I don't care. They don't set my value or value.
No, I didn't say that. I never said they set your value. That's not what I'm saying. No. I did not. I never said they. I didn't, Mikey. I did not say that. My whole thing. No, I never said that. I said your worth. Never said who set your value. Go back in your video. Go back in your video. Go back in your video. No, they do not. Listen. No, you're wrong. Go back to the video. I'm telling you this. Okay, just because you set your value here, that don't mean that's what you're worth. Plain and simple. Your worth, your value, your worth is what somebody is willing to pay.
Is it worth the value?
It could be either one then. It's what somebody's willing to pay. It's what somebody's willing to pay. You guys are proving my point. No, you guys are proving my point. If somebody's up here and they say I'm 100,000, they say, okay, I will pay you 100,000. Then what is your worth for your value? 100,000. What is your worth for your value to that person?
All right. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Which one? Because you've been saying value the whole show. You just used worth twice.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? You said two different things. What's the difference?
Did your job pay you what you're worth?
In my mind, yes. In my mind, yes. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
You sell yourself short.
No, I'm not. Because I know no. Because I know what I do.
You selling yourself short.
See, when I prove the point, listen, you don't want to hear it. I know what's out there. I know what's out there. I know what's out there. My value, my worth. I'm getting exactly what I'm worth. I'm getting exactly what I'm valued, and I'm happy at what I do.
You selling yourself.
So that's it. How am I selling myself short? Explain it. You made a statement. Explain it.
Whoa. All right. So I just think that I think we got into like the money part of it, and to me it's just more than just about money. So let's
it's all about money.
Yeah.
That's why worth and value have the same definition.
Yeah, all right. So we're I think that was a cool exchange right there.
Man ain't been here in a while, y'all.
I'm
hyped up on coffee.
Yeah.
That caffeine hype up.
I was gonna do like about two other segments, but we done rolled out. We covered a lot on this podcast. But all right. So make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy the content, feel free to contribute to that. Hit that Cash App. Hit that Cash App for us because we're not monetized right now. We're gonna keep the lights on. Keep these lights on.
We're trying to get our value.
Yeah. And also you can go to urbanplatformfashion.com. Check out our merch. We got hoodies. We have long sleeve t-shirts. We have short sleeve t-shirts. My man Corey got the hoodie on today. He showed up in uniform. And I got the long sleeve t-shirt on. But also you can get the socks, the 1111 socks. For the 1111 socks, you got to go to the Instagram to pick those up. Clayton, you want to promote your book?
Just Amazon.com. Trauma, my love letter to the world. Clayton Reed Jones.
Yeah, Clayton Reed Jones. Y'all heard
REID.
That's it. Yeah, Clayton Reed Jones, man. Check it out.
Appreciate you.
And man, I appreciate y'all coming in. I'm having security at the next.
You always need security with men in the book. Right?
Security at the next podcast,
man.
Yeah.
He great television, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what y'all talking about, yo. I don't know what y'all talking about.
With that being said, man, we out of here for the day. Be sure to tune in every Saturday and Sunday, though. Saturdays we live at 2:00, and Sundays we are live at 11 a.m. So yeah, man, we appreciate the support and tune in every Saturday and Sunday. With that being said, peace out. We'll see y'all next weekend.